Today, I'm going to show you how to use the Epson F2100 and how it's helped me grow my business from 0 to over 7 figures with one printer in the last 3 years. Alright, so get ready. Alright, so the importance of DTG and why we still decided to use it for our brand is honestly it's a lot of testing with our new product. So when we launch a product, before we go out and we put a bunch of inventory out there and we print a bunch and we're wasting all that time, the labor, ink costs and things like that, we're able to print one shirt, do a little bit of marketing, throw up online, and if we only sell 10 shirts, then we just know, all right, let's just print those 10 shirts here. But let's say we sell 50 shirts, all right, then we have a little bit of traction. So after the traction, we see the popularity coming from that. What we like to do is go ahead and print our inventory. So we use a thing called we use a program called DeepMind, which our friends over at Industry Threadworks have kind of shown us and kind of taught us how to use and pointed us in that direction. But what it does is it takes a couple about 2 or 3 months of inventory of what's been sold, and it helps you break down your sizes and how many in your quantity per sizes, so you know exactly what you need. And that helps us so we're not carrying so much inventory. Right now we do have an excess of inventory because we weren't using that before, but we have started implementing that, which has already shown to help. But yeah, with the DTG printer, it's awesome in that fact, because if we come out with a product and we're not selling a lot of them, or it's like a high-end like crazy detailed product, well then we can use the DTG printer for it. But everything like our 1 color, 2 color, 3 colors and things like that, we're able to use on the screen printer and get those moving very, very quickly. And it's a lot more cost efficient using the screen printer versus the DTG printer, because it does take more time to print with a DTG printer. Right now, as you can see, I'm printing a 1 color print, which ideally we would not be printing that on the DTG printer, seeing that it is just 1 color. We would be printing it on the screen printer. But until we get our electrician to come in and fix up our dryer and put all the proper plugins, we're stuck using the DTG printer, which is fine as long as it keeps moving. One of the things I like about the DTG printer, so here is our Stay Wild tee. As you can see, it is a super clean, super blue logo. This is one of our popular t-shirts in the fall. So we will be printing a lot of inventory on this one once we get our dryer fixed up, but right now we are printing one at a time. So those who don't really know the process of DTG printing, I do cover it in another video, but we'll go over it again. So when you have the DTG printer, what we use is Garment Creator. So we'll upload. Sorry guys, lighting it is what it is. So this is Garment Creator. This is where we upload our artwork. So we have a ton of documents with all of our artwork, and as soon as we upload it, then we are ready to print. After that, what we do is we go and we pre-treat our shirt, such as this is the next shirt that we're going to be printing on. I think this is our Wilderness tee, and we end up pre-treating the back end of this. We pre-treat a little differently than other people, and we'll show you here. We know things are a mess. We got everything packed in everywhere we can, but we pre-treat differently than a lot of other people. Simply because when I first bought the DTG printer, it didn't wipe me out, but it costed a lot of money. I bought the DTG printer, I bought the heat press, I bought the inks and a bunch of other stuff, and that got expensive. So I couldn't afford the pre-treatment machine, where you slide it in, put it on the drawer, slide it in. It pre-treats it, keeps everything nice and clean. Couldn't afford that. So what I did is I bought a sprayer. Okay, And this is just a little Wagner paint sprayer. You know, I bought the one with the bigger jug on the bottom. And this does just as good as long as you can figure out your trigger finger. So we hang it up on a little screw and turn it on. And that's all it takes. So we're able to actually pre-treat the only part that's getting printed. We're not pre-treating down here, and same thing when we do pockets. When we do our pockets, we're only pre-treating the pocket side instead of everything else. That has shown to be a little bit more efficient, but the negative part about that is it causes a big mess. So that's why this bathroom right here will actually be our new washroom. So whenever we do get a messes, we can just pressure wash it out and be completely fine and keep everything clean. So the next step after you pre-treat is you're going to want to heat press it. When you're heat pressing, what you're doing is you're doing two things. You are, for one, drying it so that it can be printed on, but also you're laying the fibers down on the shirt. And you can't see, but every shirt, I don't know if you'll be able to see or not. Let's see. You can kind of see right there when the light hits it. But either way, the cloth fibers on the shirt will stand up. So when the DTG printer is running back and forth and it's putting and laying the ink down in the shirt, it'll actually sometimes pop up. The fibers will. So if it's not pressed down properly. So that is what the heat press is for. Now this heat press, this is the original heat press that we use. When I bought the printer and the heat press 3 years ago. This heat press is broken on us countless of times. It doesn't even work properly, but it still works, and that's what matters. So what we do is I like to print the backs first. After you know, sometimes on darker garments I'll roll. If I feel like there's an excess of pre-treatment or whatever, I'll roll it. Mainly I only do that on blacks, but because it seems to, whenever you roll it on blacks, it seems to be better whenever it does print. I lay a Teflon sheet down. This isn't a normal Teflon sheet. I can't remember where I got it from, but this one sheet right here. So when you're DTG printing, you're gonna want some type of Teflon sheet. You know, DTF printing, you're doing the same thing. What it does is it creates that little barrier between the shirt so it doesn't burn the shirt with the heat element and the shirt. So this is that barrier. Now, we used to buy these little cooking Teflon sheets, and we go through, I mean, they'd only be good for 2 or 3 turns. This right here, we're probably at 100 presses already. It is still working. As you can see, it comes out brown, it stays brown, doesn't crinkle up, and it doesn't absorb the ink as much either, because it's got a nice like waxy film on both sides, but it doesn't mess the shirt up or anything. It's actually very, very cost efficient. I think it's, you get 20 sheets for 50 bucks, I think it is, but we still are on sheet 1. And what I'll do is I'll try to find where I got this from, and I'll put it into my description below. I'm not affiliated with this company, obviously, because I have no idea. I can't remember what the company's name is. But if you are DTG printing, it's a lot less of a mess. And we were filling trash bags, trash cans full, those big trash cans full every single week. We're just throwing away that paper. And guys, that's, for one, it's obnoxious because you just got all this wasted trash that you don't even need. And 2, it's, you know, just wasteful. I mean, that's all it is, just wasteful. And you're wasting all that money because you're constantly have to order and order and order and order. It's obnoxious. So back to the garment creator. What I like to, generally I already have this set up, but this is the Wilderness tee. And as you can see on our orders, and as you can see, like with our orders, again, sorry for the light, we're working on it. If you look right here, I should probably block that out, but either way, if you look right here, burgundy Wilderness long sleeve. So I know exactly what I'm looking for. So we go into file, open. I'm already in the documents, and I just type in the first little bit of it. I'll just type in Wilderness. I'll hit enter, and we have everything saved. Like this is burgundy Wilderness back and burgundy Wilderness front pocket, so I know exactly which one I'm using. Right now we're going to print the back first. I hit open. That's the right logo. I hit print, and what that does is once I hit print, it sends it over to the DTG printer. Now, my fibers, everything's dry with my shirt. The fibers are laid down. Now I'm going to feed it on the platen. So with t-shirts and long sleeves, I keep the platen height at about a 1.5 or one. It's at 3 notches from the top. So right now it's it's 1.5. Some people keep it at 2, and sometimes you can just keep it at 1/2. But I found that 1.5 seems to be the best. Then you feed the shirt on, make sure it's even. Once you do it for a while, it's super easy and super quick. And I like to do just the little corner test. Let me see if I'll lower this down. I like to do a little bit of a corner test. So once I got the lock on, I pull on the corners, which is right here. On the sleeves, I'll pull up here, make sure it feels even. I'll pull back here on the collar to make sure it feels even, where all the seams are sewed together. I'll pull there, and then I come down to the armpits and I pull the same thing there. If it feels and looks pretty identical, then you're good to go. And I hit print. While that's printing, let me fix this. While that shirt's printing, because as you can tell, there's a couple steps to get it done, is I'm heat pressing other shirts to go ahead and get those ready. I'm pre-treating other shirts, I'm folding shirts for orders, and what I'm doing is I'm getting into a rhythm so we can knock out a ton of shirts one by one, just knock them out as many as we can. So I'll have 3 or 4 of them. I go ahead and pre-treat 3 or 4 of them at a time, so they'll kind of air dry, which helps. Some colors you can't do that with because it will stain the shirt, but majority of them you can. Then I'm drying some of them. I have some of them on deck that are air drying after I've printed them, so I'll let them air dry with the ink a little bit. Then when I'm done, I have a stack over here, as you can see, that I'm folding, and then I put them with their order, and once their order's done, I put them on our rolly cart. When I put them on the rolly cart, once I put them on the rolly cart, I send them over to be shipped, and then we send them out the door. It's a really, really easy process. Again, it'll be a lot better once we get everything built out, but we are working with what we have right now. I am super excited the way things are moving. They're not moving quite fast enough, but we're working. So yeah, DTG printer. It's super helpful. It can help you grow your business in so many ways. If you don't have one, if you're a print shop and you don't have one, I recommend getting one because we can do minimum orders of just one. It takes no time, as you see, to upload the artwork as long as it's done. Generally, I don't charge an artwork fee unless I'm doing like major restorations or it needs to be vectored or anything like that. I don't charge setup fees for DTG printing. I feel like if you do charge a setup fee for DTG printing, I feel like you're upcharging for nothing. So if you do that, you might want to just stop. I'm not going to tell you how to run your business. I just think it's wrong to charge somebody $25 for a setup fee. It doesn't make any sense. Build that into your shirt cost or something if you want to, but it looks a lot better to the consumer and the customer when you don't charge them a setup fee. But again, the ink for DTG printing is quite a bit more expensive, especially when you're doing very, very high detailed prints. And as you can see, during that entire time, that's how long it's taken. So, once the shirt is done, as you see, we have our print here. Looks good, looks crisp. Come over to the heat press. I put it at the height of the heat press. And what I like to do is when I'm printing the backs first is I feed it through the heat press. And then I don't fully press it, I hover it. So this one is a little old, so I have to kind of move it a little bit. But I like to hover the heating element over the ink for about 30 seconds, because what it does is actually keeps a lot of the ink its really good bright color, because sometimes if you immediately heat press it, and then it can suck a lot of that color out, because what it does push into the shirt, and it gives it that nice soft feel, but unfortunately it does fade a lot of those really bright colors. So just my suggestion, if you're going straight from printer to heat press or to any type of heating element, hover it just for a minute or just for about 30 seconds or so, It will preserve a lot of the colors and the brightness that I've found out. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, then just let it air dry. Get all the shirts that you want printed, stack them up on a separate table, kind of like you're getting ready to put them on a conveyor belt for a screen printer, and just let them air dry. You know, run through the entire backs of a series, and then dry them. Because then you're letting them air dry, then you can just press them. It only takes about 30 seconds to press after that. You'll get a rhythm down. Once you do print on them, you will get a really, really good, solid rhythm. And it's, you know, it gets easy. You know, DTG printing is super easy. It's made us a lot of money, but we've relied on it for so long that we've had the DTG printer break, and it's also costed us a lot of money. So, but at the same time, 3 years old, this one printer has done over 1.4 million now in shirts, and this one heat press has as well. We put it through the ringer, guys. I'm gonna be the first to tell you, I'm not a massive Epson fan. I don't really like a lot of things about them, but I give credit where credit's due. The Epson F2100 is a workhorse. You know, it's done a really, really, really good job. So, but yeah, final product. As you can see, the colors stay good. The lighting still sucks. There we go. That's a little bit better. But yeah, super excited. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-treat the front, work on the rest of these orders. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you would, make sure you like and subscribe to this video. If you have any questions, comment below. I'll absolutely answer every single one of them. We're trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to help other people who are trying to get, you know, their brand going or their print shop going, and let them learn the pitfalls of what I've learned. So, yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.